You using Facebook for personal use right now? It's a bit of a stupid question. I thought so. Wicked. Do any of you use it and obviously take turns using it for business purposes? For you, for those that use it, yeah. Wicked. Okay. So, I'm obsessed with Facebook. Ridiculously. For me personally, as a business, I do think it's probably the best platform to be on. In regards to Twitter and the others, are fantastic. I always look at Twitter as a bit of a starting point to get yourself out there, start building relationships, make you the go-to person, make you the expert within your niche. Okay? Once you've done that, once you've established that, you're using Twitter to build that like, love, trust rapport. Okay? Then you want to bring them over to Facebook. So I'm going to go into quite a bit of detail again on here. So why use Facebook for business? Obviously everybody really uses it for personal use. So anybody here, any suggestions why use it for business?
Because everyone uses it personal use.
For, say it again, sir?
Because everyone uses it for personal use. But everyone does.
Okay. Yeah, good point. So?
We just got to say about the target audience, like don't age range on business.
Cool. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
It's a way to promote your business as well, because
Yeah.
obviously a lot of people use Facebook, so it's easier to access your page.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a free advertising space.
Yes, exactly. This is where people take social media for granted. It is free. Yes, you can do paid advertising on it, and I will talk a little bit about the advertising side of things. But yes, social media is free. Yeah. There's one thing that we've all got to be honest with right now is that times are hard. Okay, we've got to face facts. But yet, right now, there's never been a better time to start a business because of the likes of social media. Okay, you can start a business without a website now, thanks to the things like Facebook. Okay. So I've put on there, it's the most accurate, the most cost-effective way of making money, building your brand, getting targeted clients, but more importantly, building relationships. Okay? That's what it's all about. One of the biggest mistakes that I made before hitting social media, my background is selling. There's a lot of things that Jacqueline spoke about earlier, which I was sat at the back going, oh my God, that's so me, that's so me. I sell. That's what I've always done since I was 19, okay? So with myself, a lot of what I do a lot of direct response sales, copywriting offline, things like that. I write sales letters. So for me, social media was a massive learning curve because it was going back to building relationships. I sold cars for 8 years. So anyone that come through to my forecourt, that was it. I was there, I wanted to sell them a car. It was a numbers game. It was great. But then when I stopped building relationships with my prospects, my clients, people that were on my list, my business went downhill. And it was thanks to Facebook and social media that really, really helped me. So we've got to really emphasise that. It is about building relationships, guys. But also, what's it helped us do? Well, over the last few years, some of the successes that we've had, and I've put the money to start with, but we've done a tiny little marketing campaign on Facebook, okay? Because a lot of people say you can't make money on Facebook. Social media is about building relationships. It's a long-term thing. If you know how to do adverts, if you know how to set up your Facebook profiles properly, I can assure you can. So a little mini campaign, marketing campaign that we've done a couple of years ago, or 3 years ago now, just over £1,900 in 8 days, just through selling a little ebook, okay? Nearly £8 in 9 weeks. Again, just selling ebooks, selling our services, getting people to opt in, very, very powerful. A few years ago, thanks to some of the successes that I've personally had, I was interviewed by a very, very successful internet marketer called Mark Anastasi, which was fantastic. I was chuffed to bits with that, okay, really pleased about that. Between 2010 and 2011, we built a database of over 15,000 people, okay, in 8 months, thanks to social media, and the majority of that was down to Facebook. Yeah? If you've got a database of that much, there is absolutely no reason why any businesses should be failing or struggling. Okay? You can survive on a business database of maybe 250, 500 people if it's done correctly. Okay? So since 2009, we've connected and helped just shy of 3,500 people from 6 different countries. Okay? Excuse me, not just here in the North East. And this is what we find when we speak to a lot of businesses. They take for granted how much you can reach out. Okay? People are still looking for business on their doorstep. You don't have to. Okay? There's a lot of products and services. Even if you offer good consultancy, you can wrap that up into a product. You can make it into a CD, DVD product, and you can ship that out. You can sell that to people abroad. You don't have to get business in your back garden. We now have following in over, say, 60,500 target customers, okay, which is great. But if you're not building that relationship up, as I said, that's where I went wrong. I stopped building relationships. That means nothing, okay? Keep talking, keep building relationships. So I always put this little cheesy claim to fame in, and as I said, I am slightly different to Jack. Jack sits there and says it's not about you, and it's not, but I do like to talk a bit about myself. So just to tell you a little bit some of the claims to fame. Mark, who interviewed me, wrote the book, The Laptop Millionaire, which is on sale at Amazon and in Heathrow. That's not because I'm a millionaire, guys. I'd love to say I was, but I'm not. It's purely because for 4 years, that little thing there was my business. I was working at home, I could work wherever. And the reason why I say that is not to sound arrogant or anything like that. It's the fact that we're in that world now where we can, okay? I can run my business off of this. Me and Jacqueline communicate, we can communicate with people from wherever, okay? So, using social media is very powerful for that. And it's also helped me, again, me, sorry guys, but it helped me. My parents, and the reason why I put this, my parents had to wait 60 odd years to retire, okay? 63 from my mum and 65 or 66 from my dad. Last year, thanks to the internet, thanks to social media, where my business is all online, it allowed me to go and spend good quality time with my parents. I went out to India for 10 weeks. Did my business shut? No. I took this out with me, out to India. I travelled up to all places. Obviously, I didn't have a laptop on that occasion. But went to the Taj Mahal, went to the Himalayas. My business was still running, okay? And this is because of social media, because of the internet. This is how powerful it is. My parents couldn't have done that. And this is why I love the world that we're in, because it allows us to spend good quality time with doing what we want to do, okay? So the golden rules of Facebook, so that's enough about me. I don't want to bore you about me. Facebook is all about building relationships, okay? It's not about building transactions. Yes, you can make money from it, which is great. The only way you make money from it is having a good product, a good service, a good business, building up your list of clients or targeted clients. Organisations must assign a dedicated social media expert. This is crucial. This is where we find a lot of businesses either struggle or maybe fail with it. Because like you, most of you, as you said, you put your hands up on Facebook or you're on Twitter, you all use it. Okay? Does that mean that you're good enough to maybe use it for business? Without being rude? Possibly not. Okay? So have a dedicated person who can do it. There's a lot of people out there that, because they send a few tweets and a few Facebook messages, will sit there and claim that they're an expert, they can do this, they can do that. Anyone can do that, okay? Organisations should focus on cultivating engagement and not on figures. Figures are the bigger picture, yeah? We're all in business for one reason. Yes, we need money, okay? Of course we do. But you've got to look at the bigger picture, the engagement, building relationships. You need to define your target audience and identify specific areas of expertise, okay? Like some of you said, pretty much guarantee that your clients, your prospects are already on Facebook, okay? But if you don't know your clientele, if you don't know your prospects, the age categories, where they live, what they do, if you don't understand your avatar, there's absolutely no point, because all you're going to be doing is just throwing so much dirt, I use the right word, so much dirt at the wall, hoping that something's going to stick. But if you know your clientele inside and out, it's so much easier. As Jacqueline touched on, content is supreme, okay? Now, we're in a world, especially with the internet, social media, it's growing all the time, it's changing all the time. You've got to keep up to date, you've got to put fresh content out there, okay? And that is one of the hardest things, is finding the right content to put out there. 'Cause it's very easy, i.e. so yesterday, Facebook announced, obviously, that the hashtags now have now gone live on Facebook, okay? My Facebook stream, Twitter was full of it. If I put someone on there today, when we're claiming to be social media experts, how will that make us look? You know, people probably look at us and go, yeah, alright, it's old school. I knew that yesterday. Okay, so content's key. You've really got to be on the ball, be focused on what you're doing, get it out there. Updates should be frequent and consistent, and again, Jacqueline touched on making time for marketing, making time for building these relationships and talking to people. And as we said, you know, if you do smoke, if you drink tea, coffee or whatever, it doesn't take an hour to write a tweet, or it doesn't take ages to put something up on Facebook. Okay, it's quick, it's there, it's instant. But what you've got to remember is that content needs to be right, because as soon as that's gone, that's gone. Even if you delete it a second afterwards because you're not happy, I guarantee someone would have seen it, so make sure the content's right. Facebook platforms should be linked to your website. Okay, and this is something that really rounds me, because again, like Jacqueline touched on, your website is your shop window, okay? But if people aren't coming to you, if people aren't walking into your shop window, you're not going to make transactions, you're not making money. If your website isn't good enough, you're not going to make money, you're not going to get targeted leads. There's no point in having a website if you haven't got your Facebook links, your Twitter links, your LinkedIn links. There's no point. It needs to be on there. People expect it. If you've got a blog, and we'll touch on blogging later, if you're blogging and someone's really interested in that article, what do they want to do? They want to share it. But if there's no way of sharing it, they can't. As soon as they share it, it goes out to the world, that's bringing more traffic back to your website. And if your links aren't on there, it's not going to happen. Facebook gives you loads of opportunities. You can put a comment box. How many of you have gone onto a website and you've seen the little Facebook comment box at the bottom? You can write a comment on there. Have any of you seen that? Hands up, have you seen that? Yeah? They supply you with absolutely everything. Yeah, and you just copy and paste a tiny little bit of code and people put it out there. Facebook fan page must be impeccable. Whether it be a fan page or a group, it needs to be impeccable. Because the amount of times, and I remember a couple of years ago, an engineering company contacted me. Paul, you've had great success with Facebook, see what you're doing as a company. We've had our Facebook's not working. It doesn't work, don't know how you're making success of it, etc. So have a look at his page. He set the page up March the 7th. No real branding, no nothing on there. Put a message, a status update 2 days after he set it up. I spoke to him a year after that. He's done nothing on there. And he sat there on Facebook, doesn't work. You've got to be consistent, you've got to keep up there, okay? There's no point in just putting it up there. Too many businesses are like, yeah, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter. Why? Most people are on it. It's not good enough. You've either got to use it right, or don't use it at all. Okay? Because if you're only using it half-heartedly, trust me, you're doing more damage to your reputation than you are. Well, you just don't go on it if you can't do it properly, okay? So, why use it? Well, as we kind of touched on, great exposure, and it's free. Massive amounts of exposure, okay? It improves your Google ranking. Do you know what I mean by that?
How far you go when someone searches you.
Yes, exactly. Your website should be on the first page of Google. Ideally, you want it on the top 3, okay? If it's not in the top 3 and people start going lower, they click off. They'll be bored, alright? Because they won't search for it. If you're not on page 1, you're struggling. Facebook, social media, Twitter, whatever it is, helps your Google ranking. Somebody mentioned earlier, said about SEO, search engine optimization. 6, 7, 8 years ago, 10 years ago, SEO was key. But it's not good enough on its own anymore, okay? That is where social media comes in. It's a powerful marketing platform which is free. Okay, it doesn't get much better than that. As I said, we're all in hard times. Okay, yes, businesses should have a little bit of a budget for marketing, whether it be £50 a month, £100 a month. You don't need a lot. But if you haven't got that, it's not necessary because it is free. Having that little bit of budget helps because you'll get results quicker, but using it as a free platform is fantastic. Targeted ad space. It doesn't get much more targeted than Facebook. It's absolutely incredible, and I'll show you some results earlier. Again, provide regular updates. I remember a few years ago I used to say sort of 7 to 9 status updates a day. Now a lot of people would be like, that's too many. Is it really? When does the internet close? I've got clients in Thailand, you know, we've got clients all over the place, America, Europe, Thailand, wherever. What's the point of me waking up at 8 o'clock in the morning, sending some at then lunchtime, then turning up at 6 o'clock or maybe 8 o'clock? What's the point? Where the people that are in Thailand or wherever, how are they gonna look for us? It's ridiculous, okay? And the good thing with Facebook, and I'll show you in a minute, you can do this, you can set it up on autopilot, you can send your statuses up there, you don't even have to do it, it's fantastic. Facilitate online discussions to gain valuable inputs. Again, I've been guilty of it, you know, where I just bung out so much stuff and I forget to talk to people, okay? As I always say, 80% of your time should be spent marketing, 20% should be spent talking, building relationships. I am, as I said, yeah, hands up, I'm very much like, here's this, here's that, here's that. Speak to them, like, comment, okay? It doesn't take long. Stay connected, nurture relationships, and enhance customer service. This is where a lot of businesses are scared of social media, okay? Look at the likes of Santander, Virgin, all these big companies, McDonald's, all these big companies, they employ people now to use their social media as a customer service tool, okay? Because what do we do? Most of the time, where are we? We're using our phones, okay? We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, okay? People want to connect with you, but people want to know what's going on. People now, as we said earlier, the whole consumer world has changed. The way people buy things have changed. The way people search for businesses have changed. But more importantly, customer service has changed. They want to see a good review about a product, about a service, and they will find you on here. And if they don't, you know what they're going to think? You're not good enough. If you're not on Facebook, if you're not on Twitter, if you're not using these platforms, they're not going to come and buy you. They're not going to come and use your services or buy your products, okay? But using it as customer service. There's a lot of people, and again I spoke to a guy a year or so ago, a plumber, really interested, want to get on Facebook, I love this, but my biggest concern is the fact, one, I haven't got time, but two, what if somebody writes something bad about me? What do you think my response was? What would you say?
Reply.
Don't, okay. Who said something else?
Reply.
Exactly. How do we all learn from a business? I'm not an expert in everything. I like to think I am, but I'm not. Okay? It doesn't mean you're going to do a bad job. If you do something wrong or a customer's not happy about it, you need to know, you want to know. And this is an incredible platform to them just to turn around and go, Joe Bloggs is going to come back again. Joe Bloggs has just put in, been to the B&Q and he's put the bathroom in. It was okay, but he left a bit of a mess. You know, people are scared about seeing that. But if I was Joe Bloggs, I'd say to that person, guys, I'm really, really sorry. You know, I'm glad you're happy. Sorry I've messed up and I've left a mess. What can I do to make that right? Can I do something to improve that? Okay? Then what's going to happen? People are going to be like, wow, okay, this person's actually replied. They've spoken to me, they want to help. Okay? So you're putting a problem, someone's got an issue, and you're changing that into a positive. So enhance it, make the most of it. This is, it is a couple of years old, but 1 out of every 7 minutes online is spent on Facebook. Personally, I think it's maybe a little bit more than that, but it's still a lot, still a lot. As I said, that did come from 2011. The average Facebook user spends 7 hours a month on Facebook. Again, personally, probably a little bit more. Again, it's probably a year or so old, so I do apologise. If you're like me, it's the first thing I do in the morning, it's the last thing I do at night. Okay, I want to check, see what's going on. Okay? People are on it. This, again, a couple of years old, but very good. Many internet activities that once took place on separate, isolated venues are now funneled through Facebook. These include email, instant messaging, blogging, gaming, video sharing, and online shopping. Okay, as I said, people are looking for you on there. Very rarely now, you know, I don't know how you contact your friends, it might be through text, it might be through whatever, but you've got a free instant message service on Facebook. People are contacting people through Facebook. That's where everyone's hanging out, okay? There's lots of games, lots of apps, lots of things that people are doing. So I'm going to go into it. So what you actually get with Facebook. Advertising platform, which is absolutely amazing. Probably one of the cheapest, the most targeted, micro-targeted advertising platforms that you'll ever come across. And it's only getting better. You get a personal profile, you get your fan pages, and you get groups. Okay? There's a lot of people out there that use their personal profile for business. It's actually against Facebook's terms and conditions, okay? Facebook are very strict about this. Yes, you can put a few updates and a few links or whatever on there, that's fine, okay? But when you start putting your cover image as a brand, as an image of an advert, and you start doing things like that, Facebook don't like it. That's not what your profile's there for. You've got to remember the reason why this was made, why Mark Zuckerberg created this. Remember, it's social. It's about being social. It's about talking, okay? So don't use your profile for business. Fan pages are for business. Groups are for business, okay? Yes, earlier I've taken a few pictures and I've updated them and I've put them on my fan page, on our fan page and on my profile to see what people are doing. That's great, but don't brand it, don't make it into your business platform. So just want to touch on this. This is a site called socialbakers.com. It used to actually be checkfacebook.com, and it's all changed, this has been taken over. But I just want to run through some Facebook stats with you, okay? So in the UK alone, I've just been doing a little bit of a search for some brands. So here's the top 10 brands, okay? Amazon, #1, Skittles, Coca-Cola, Cadbury's Cream Egg, maximum respect for the British Armed Forces, fantastic. Ben and Jerry's, Cadbury's Whisper, Disney. But people look at them and go, yeah, but they're massive. You know, they've got lots of money to do this, that's why they're that 10. It's in the top 10, it doesn't matter. As I said, for 4 years I was a freelancer working on my own in my bedroom, okay? But we've got to look at it, look at the positive. If these guys are using it, surely you guys should. Surely every business should. A few years ago, Coca-Cola was the main advertising platform for them was the NFL. They've spent millions, they've invested millions in there for years. 2 or 3 years ago, they pulled all of that. They weren't doing it anymore. Why? Because they built a team up for social media and they do all of their advertising, that's exaggerating, do most of their advertising on Facebook. Okay? They didn't want to do it. So people like this, look at this, don't look at them and go, oh yeah, well they've got loads of money. Everyone can be on there. Top 10 pages. Rihanna's recently dropped, she was #1, but Family Guy, Rihanna, Eminem, The Simpsons, again Amazon, even Facebook, they're #6, even they're not #1. The In-Betweeners, Top Gear, YouTube, and our local favourite, Cheryl Cole. Okay, they're out there, they're on it. Again, so look at it, the reason why they're on it is that it's a massive platform, they can communicate with their followers, speak to them. I'm going to admit something here that's probably really embarrassing, but do any of you watch the Peter Andre show? No, you're not as sad as I am, this is going to be even more embarrassing. Okay. Oh God, I can't believe now I've admitted that. Okay, so, Peter Andre show. Oh no. A few months ago, whatever, he was talking on there, and also he's releasing a new album, okay? His management kept saying to him about releasing a single. And he didn't want to because he didn't know what single to release. What do you think he done? Sorry? Yeah. Anyone else? No?
Ask his fans.
Exactly. Yeah. He put it out on Twitter, went onto Facebook. Rihanna does it as well. So what he done, he took 30-second clips, all of his songs off of his new up-and-coming album, released them onto Twitter, released them onto Facebook, and asked his fans. Yeah? They're the ones who's buying his music. It's all about Peter. So where his management's going, Peter, what do you think? Who cares? Who cares? It's not about me. Well, it is in my case, but it's not. He wants to know what his fans want. They're buying it, so we released that. He got feedback from them. They told him what they wanted. He released it for free. Yeah? Absolutely unbelievable. So look at these things and realise how you can use it. So here's why it's so crucial. So user age distribution. Again, the amount of people, customers, businesses that we speak to, and I say to them, right, who's your target client? Everyone. This is not everyone. Okay, you can't help everyone. As much as you might like to, you can't help everyone. Again, a year or so ago, we had a lady approach us who was setting up a company selling really, really beautiful chocolate online. Paul, again, I've seen what you guys do on Facebook, but I don't think my clients are on Facebook. Okay, what's your target audience? Luckily, she knew. She's like, well, my target client is 45 to 55. So again, when I looked back then, I can come in here and have a look. So 45 to 54 years of age, there's a massive, massive amount of people within her target audience for that age category. Females and males. So I said to her, who's the main person? Is it blokes that buy them? The women buy them? No, it's generally females, 45 to 55. There's more females. There's 48% male users and 52% female users in the UK alone. Okay, compared to 65% and 35% in Turkey, 49% and 51% in France. So you really need to have a look at who's your target audience, because like I said, whoever it was earlier, that one there, it tells you your age category. Okay, so and I use Digital Youth Enterprise as a prime example. Our age category is 16 to 24. So we can look at this, 18 to 24, massive amounts. 16 to 17, not a lot, but it's on there, it's telling us. It tells you guys, okay? So it's absolutely crucial that you should be on this. Other things that you can check, stats and overview, top interest and demographics. If we want to do a workshop, whether we're going to South Shields or wherever we want to go, we can target businesses geographically to South Shields. Okay, we can go that far, it's absolutely unbelievable. So again, but you need to know your clientele. So I'm just going to touch on a little bit of the advertising here, because again, I was speaking on our fan page last week to some businesses about advertising, okay? Sadly, there was one guy on there who's just paid between £600 and £800 for a Facebook advert, okay, using a company down in Liverpool, I think it was. I've never ever paid, the worst advert I've done, I think was like 78 quid. I might have touched just over 100, something like that. But I've never paid that much. He didn't get one customer from it, okay? It's scary, absolutely scary. A couple of examples that I've done, again, just promoting and selling little ebooks. So again, this goes back a couple of years, and I've done one the other week. So advert A, nearly $48. So at the time, it's just over £30. Okay, spent $47.96, just over 30 quid, 299 fans, targeted likes, sold an ebook for £27, made £172 and 62% profit, or 62 pence profit, which is great. But what's more important is the 290 odd targeted people. That's the crucial thing. The money's nice, but it's targeted. The second ad, again, just over £13, nearly 2,000 targeted fans, likes, prospects, clients, whatever you want to call them. 57 sales, over £550 in profit, which is fantastic. But again, nearly 2,000 customers, guys, on Facebook. Okay, it's fantastic. There's another advert we've done the other week. Total spend, less than £40. Didn't even cost us £1 per like, per customer. Where can you go and get a customer from for less than £1? By the time you've even walked somewhere, if you've got a bus or if you've driven somewhere, you know how much a bus is now, £4 or £5? Yeah? Petrol, it's ridiculous. Set this up once, it's gone. The target reach, over 140,000 people. I can put the age, I can put the country, I can type in keywords for them to see what they're after. This is a particular niche for people that are still struggling to make money online. So the advert, open up with a question. Still not making money? Like our new page today to get free access to our money-making membership site. It was targeted. I've opened it up with a question. I know my avatar. I know our clients. I know what they're struggling on. Okay? So as soon as you've done that, as soon as you know that, you can do it. So that was very, very cheap. Extremely cheap. And you can see here, like I say, you can look at the people when they're coming in and liking it. 10 minutes, 11 minutes, 40 minutes. They were just sat rolling in, just coming in, liking the page. I'm not doing anything. It's sat there once and it's done. Yeah? Does that make sense? Can you kind of really see how powerful that can be? Yeah? So these are some of the adverts, which I must admit there's a few, excuse the cheeky level ones, I'm not quite sure why they pop up on there, but these are some of the adverts where when you're on your profile, the adverts pop up. The reason why they're so targeted is because literally every day when we're on Facebook, we're liking something, we're commenting on something. You're probably part of groups, you're probably liking fan pages. Everything that you write on Facebook is a keyword, okay, which helps businesses find you. That puts you in a demographic of when we're trying to find you, okay. That's why it's so powerful. It's absolutely unbelievable. So some of these, let's say, these are the adverts. These pop up because they know I talk about business, about internet marketing, social media marketing, make money online, whatever it may be, whatever we do. So that's when people are searching, that's why I come up. Again, I'm not quite sure about the cheeky level ones, but that's a different story. So, we're just going to run through personal profile. Again, you don't get it wrong. Yes, it's slightly changed, the timeline has changed, different things are changing. But you can still make it professional, okay? You can put some nice pictures on there. Put a nice picture on there. Again, obviously, you can see up there, excuse me for reaching over, owner of Making You Social. So when people come to this page, whether they come from Twitter or wherever they come, if they click on that link, where's it going to go? Straight to our fan page. Okay? I haven't done anything. It's just there. Okay? It's absolutely fantastic. Again, here's your fan pages. So I'm just going to talk about a few things here on why, probably where a lot of businesses go wrong. Okay? When you're setting it up, as I said, this is Digital Youth Enterprise. Up the top there is your URL. Now when you get a website, when you build a website, the first thing you do is get a domain name, right? Which is generally based around your company name, your business name. Okay? It's the same with social media. As Jacqueline touched on earlier, we've got Making You Social for Pinterest, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, the whole lot. Again, think about Google rankings. Make sure it all fits. Okay? So a lot of businesses, they don't have that. They don't secure what's called a vanity URL. And without that, the URL would be something along the lines of /123xyz 2b4 whatever digital youth. It's not going to help people find you guys, okay? This is really, really important. You need to make sure you do that. These tabs are absolutely fantastic. So this is what you generally see. When you first come to a fan page, this is what you see, these 3 tabs, okay, or these 4 tabs. That's obviously about your pictures. Can't move that, can't change that. These you can change, these you can add. These are crucial for any business. Jacqueline spoke earlier about building your list, getting people to opt in. This is where you can do it. So with these tabs, we've got Instagram in there. Okay, so people want to find us on Instagram, they can. If they want to find us on Pinterest, they can. Okay, we've got various different things here. So if they want to opt into our free weekly newsletter, they can click on there. They can enter their name and email address, and they can get our newsletter. Jacqueline mentioned earlier about capturing your client's database. It's crucial, okay? So all of these, webinar registration, click on there, enter their details, and we've got their details for a webinar. Training workshops, volunteers, whatever it is. So all we're doing is driving people to these by building up that like, love, trust report, putting out content, telling them to come here so we can get their name and email address, and we can keep building the relationships. And then we can put offers out to them. Does that make sense, guys? Yeah? On the left-hand side, I've got it on there. So on the left-hand side, Again, we've put on there what we are, Digital Youth Enterprise. It's a not-for-profit organisation. But this is crucial to get this right, to inspire young people born into this digital generation to learn and succeed through enterprise. That's our mission statement for Digital Youth Enterprise. Then we've got a link to the website. You need to be thinking about your keywords. What are people searching for when they're looking for you? If they're just going to type in National Youth Film Academy, guarantee they'll find you. Yeah? But if they search for, I don't know, can anyone come up with a keyword? What do you think someone might search for you guys for? Promoting young talent. Okay, fantastic. So if someone types in promoting young talent in Google, you'd like to think that they come up with you guys. If they don't, you've lost them. You cannot rely on people searching for that. I didn't know that that existed a month ago, 2 months ago, before I met Rob. Okay, but if I was searching for something like that, I want to be putting in keywords. Anyone will find it. If I put in Mason Youth Social, Digital Youth Enterprise, Paul Wakefield, whatever it is, that finds it. Okay, but you need to look at the keywords. Really, really understand that. It's very, very important. And that helps. So I mentioned earlier again about sending out status updates. Okay, fantastic thing with Facebook, and you can now do it on your phone. I don't know if you can on a BlackBerry. I'm guessing, but on an iPhone you can. So on a Friday night, because I'm really sad and I don't have anything else to do, I sit there and I put a load of statuses in my Facebook, in my fan page, and I set them to go out every 2 hours, half an hour, whatever it may be, 45 minutes, an hour, whatever. So that doesn't close down, so I could be in bed, I could be on a golf course, I could be out doing whatever, but I'm still sending content out to people, okay? If people are busy during the week, that doesn't mean that they're not going to come at the weekend. As I said, the internet doesn't shut down, so just because you guys finish today at 5, 6 o'clock or whatever it may be on a Friday, if I want to come and see what you're doing activity-wise, and I find your fan page, and there's no activity for a couple of days, you know, believe me, a lot of people look at that and go, oh, what, is it just a Monday, Friday thing? I want to see what you're doing. I want to interact with you. Okay? Again, does that make sense? Do you see how important that is? Yeah? And it's very easy to do. So you can put the year, the month, date, time, 10:30, the precise time. It doesn't get, and it breaks it down, 41 minutes, 42 minutes, whatever you want to do. Okay? So you don't have to sit there. When we talk about making time, do it once and let it go. Okay? Very, very important. So here's just a few insights, because again, the difference with social media, you can track who's coming to your page, who's liking you, who's doing what. If you put an advert out in a newspaper, which before I started doing social media internet marketing, I used to do a lot of direct mail, a lot of paper advertising. If you put an advert in the paper and then contact, I don't know, News Post Leader or Chronicle or whoever it is, and just say, right, my advert's been in there a week, can you tell me how many views it had? Can you tell me who come there? Who clicked it? Who done? You can't, they're not going to tell you. They'll probably turn around and go, well, we've got a following of, I don't know, few hundred thousand people. It's not good enough. You want to track this. You need to know what's going on. So when we set up, this is obviously the insights when we first set up. So as you can see, like straight away, we only have 49 likes, okay? But people talking about that page, we had more people talking about it than we did who actually liked it. Friends of fans. So out of those 49 people, the friends of them, nearly 22,000 people. Yeah? It's incredible. The weekly total reach, over 10,000 people. Yeah? Can you guys go and get in front of 10,000 people next week? It's impossible. But you can here. Did it cost us anything? No, we haven't done anything. We've only just started. Okay? It's absolutely unbelievable. It really is. And again, when I talk about your clientele, knowing your customers, who are they? Facebook tells you. So we can see here, 67.3% were females. I could probably guess why, but I won't brag, no, I'm kidding. So 67.3% were women, okay? Between 35 and 44. I like them slightly young now, I won't go there. But yeah, it's crucial. It's telling you. countries, United Kingdom, 9 people from America, the Netherlands, Trinidad and Tobago, you know what I mean? Spain, cities, as I said, South Shields, Leeds, Phoenix, New Orleans. It's telling you where your customers are, guys. Check it, see where it is, see what's happening. It then dropped down, I obviously upset a few of the women, and it dropped down to mostly men then, 62.1%. Okay? But it's fantastic because you're seeing what's going on. Alright? So again, you can see from Newcastle, most of our following is there. Germany, Australia, Philippines. It's mental, guys. Okay? It's absolutely fantastic. And again, talking about this, and I didn't go that far enough, but you can see who's talking about it. So you can check your post. If you put a post out there, you can see who's talking about it the most. Okay? And if someone's really talking about that now, what you can do on Facebook is a pre-post promotion. You can promote that post starting at $5. It's about £3.50 now. Okay? So if you see a post that someone's going, wow, I like that, and everyone's talking about it, promote it. $5, £3.50 to get more exposure. It doesn't get any cheaper than that, does it? You also get private email messaging on your fan page. Okay? So if you're asking questions, you could be doing surveys and things out there. Yeah? You might get a business owner for ours who might be struggling with Facebook or might be struggling with social media that maybe a little bit, I don't know, maybe not have the confidence, might be a little bit embarrassed to write something on Facebook, so I'm struggling. They can send you a private message on there. Again, you get instantly, you can speak to them privately, which is fantastic. Again, going back to the adverts, you can see the adverts there. This is all the adverts that are coming in. That's the advert that we done. Making you social. Want more sales using social media? Again, we're asking a question. A lot of businesses want more sales, okay? So you're asking a question where you're pretty much prompting a yes, okay? Click here now to discover the number one thing you must do. I honestly believe that the reason why a lot of people fail when it comes to Facebook advertising is because they don't understand copywriting. Okay? It's very, very important that you understand and master copywriting. I won't go into too much detail about that, but within marketing there is what they call AIDA. A-I-D-A. Okay? Does anyone know what that means at all, what it stands for? Apart from them? I should get you to say really. So, A, attention. So the first thing you put out there should be attention. You're grabbing their attention. I is interest, because you want to get their interest. D is for desire. And can anyone guess what the last A is?
Try.
Audience.
What do you want them to do?
Action.
Yes.
Ding.
Working. You want them to take action. Okay? So again, if you look at a lot of these, again, you know, manage multiple profiles. No. Well, they've lost me. I do. I've got loads of profiles, which you can probably see down there. Okay? So again, it goes back to when you're looking at the sales. You've got to ask open questions, but they've lost me as a customer. This is an advert, it did flop, I didn't do it correct, I put the question mark in, or the question in there. But always think, even when you're putting things out on Twitter, or writing things on Facebook, you don't have to come across as selling, because we've already established that that's wrong, but it's about grabbing their attention. The reason why I personally have probably had more success with Facebook and why I like Facebook is because, believe it or not, I struggle to fit in a good attention-grabbing status or tweet on there. 140 characters, you know, what can you put in there? It is hard, but it's great for building relationships up. But if you want to send someone to your website on Twitter and you put a link in there, that's taking maybe 40 characters, so you've got 100. With Facebook, it's endless. You can write an essay if you want, okay? But again, if you've got that headline correct, if you grab their attention and using the AIDA, it will work. So this is a group. I just want to touch on a group again because groups are great. So you've got your fan pages, which helps you get more exposure, more leverage. There's loads you can do on there with your tabs, okay? But then you can open up groups. So this is a private group of customers, clients that we do work with that are in here. Okay? So we don't always want to share everything on Twitter or on Facebook. We want to keep it private. Okay? So we've set up a private group where we can speak to people, and that's really important. So some of the good things, some of the great things that you can do with Facebook. When I talk about the star, and I don't know if I've got an example where I have to, so you can star things, you can hide them, you can pin them, you can do milestones, you can do various things. But you can make individual stories stand out, okay? You can upload images, you can make some really creative pictures. There's various different sizes, specific sizes that you need. You can really make things stand out. You can make them wider. Okay, so when you click on the star at the top, it makes it wider, so it stretches all across. Okay, but what a lot of people do, and yes, this is okay, it's going to take a little bit of time, design a little picture. We do a lot of it on PowerPoint. Just create a cool little picture on PowerPoint. Okay, upload it as a picture. Could be a call to action, could be anything. But upload it. Put your website on there. You can hide them from your timeline. I'm not quite sure why you'd want to do that. And you can delete the entire thing. Again, I'm not sure why you'd want to do that. Okay? But there's some great things that you can do on here. Again, this post has been pinned to the top. So I've just put an attention picture there. I've pinned it to the top, so that pin will stay there for roughly sort of 7 days. People can see that. Okay? If you see someone shared it, got 60 people. But what have I done there? Anyone notice anything I've done wrong with writing that? I could have put a website URL in there. Okay? So it's all fair well that someone shared it, but if I would have put a URL in there, I would have got more exposure. Chances are somebody might actually click on the URL. Does that make sense? Yeah? As I said, this status has been highlighted. So when you hover over the corner here, it comes up with 3 different things, a star and delete button and things like that. So that's been highlighted, so it then stretches it all across the page. Okay, instead of just having it small like this. So it really stands out for people. Again, call to action there. Okay, again, this is just done in PowerPoint. Again, a little bit of obviously prompting. Last chance, book today, Making Social Workshop, it's the Eventbrite. I learned 7 free ways to get more targeted leads, more sales and bigger profits simply by using social media. Or if you're spelled like me, you'd put a U, but that's the picture that's cut it on. There's a little bit of a call to action. Last 7 seats available. Are you a business who wants and needs more clients and customers? Again, thinking about the AIDA, the way it works, trying to grab their attention. Okay? Doesn't take long. Doesn't take long to do. Feature milestones are fantastic. If you have a good event, a big event, and something good happens, or maybe you might reach 1,000 likes, or you might bring a new employee, or something like that, tell them about it. Tell people about it, okay? They want to see what you've achieved, what you've done. You're telling a story. The first thing, one of the first things I asked you guys earlier to see if you would do video testimonials for us. Why? Because we want feedback, okay? We want to learn from what we're doing, okay? But we want to use those on our social media platforms, on our blog. We want people to see what people have said about it. It might not be good. It's fair enough. We've got to learn from it. It's one of those things, okay? But also with video, and we'll touch on it later, video is so powerful. Okay, with YouTube and things like that, 90% of online traffic going to websites right now is coming from video marketing. That's why we want videos. So I'm just coming to the end. I'm just going to touch on it and show you some of the other business, some of the bigger brands that use this. Okay, so obviously Audi, 157,000. But again, look at the branding. And this is the way Facebook's gone now. It's all about branding. Getting your identity out there, advertising, marketing yourself, make yourselves look great. Okay, you've got these, we've got some of these, £100 or whatever they are, but use it, transfer it onto there. Okay, Jacqueline spoke about branding and your profile, setting up on Twitter. It's exactly the same on here. Rockcliffe Hall, And I use that as an example. Obviously it's up in Durham, is it? Somewhere up there anyway. But if I was looking for somewhere to stay, despite how nice Rockcliffe Hall is, it doesn't really say much, does it? Okay, I'm a golfer, so I can kind of relate to that. But if I want to go to Rockcliffe Hall and I find that and there's a picture of golfers there, I might think, well, I don't want to go there. If Rockcliffe Hall is only about golf, I don't want to go there. I've lost a customer. Okay? So you've really got to look at your branding and understand your branding. Coca-Cola. Yes, again it's Coca-Cola. But look at what they're doing. All of the tabs. Okay? Fantastic branding. And you can change these all the time. You can move these around. Yeah? And you can send people to them. Again, it's free to set it up. It doesn't take long. Another one, Holiday Inn, Jesmond. It's shocking. Alright, I'm sorry to use some local examples, but it doesn't really excite me to go and stay there. Would it you? If you come across that, would you think, oh wow, I really want to stay there? No, it doesn't me. See how important it is. Yeah, does that make sense? Fanta. It's cool, it's quirky. Got a little bit of 3D there, so got 3D glasses on, a little bit of 3D. Yeah, have some fun about it. It's not all about, I'm going to use this word, corporate, being corporate. It's not about that. Be yourself. Okay, have some fun. Tell people what you're doing. Enjoy it, okay? Again, 3 Mile Inn. Great, okay, but what if I'm a vegetarian and I come across that page and I see a whacking gravy burger in front of me? Yeah? It's going to put me off. Might not you, might not some people. I'm not a vegetarian. I see that and I'm like, man, fantastic, I want to go. But if you're a vegetarian, again, it's them not knowing their client, not knowing their avatar. Okay? It's not the best. And I'm not running down because I know the owners, or we know the owners, and they're great, but you know, it's not the best. So think about what you're putting up there. Adele, branding. She's a public figure, okay? But you can get her album on there, you can listen to her videos on there. You can see pictures of her albums and everything that's coming up. Okay? I know people know Adele, but it's there, it's simple. Paddy Power, I absolutely love this, and this is the last slide, I love this. A few years, was it last year or the year before when we had the Euros? Anyone here into football? Was that a crazy thing to ask people up north?
Yep.
Is anyone on football? Yeah. You support Newcastle, you can't really explain that, but Paddy Power, when the Euros was on, their TV advert started off with their fan page. Okay? Now, as a marketer, for me, I think that's absolutely fantastic, and the reason being is because they wrote a question on there talking about the vuvuzelas, the stupid noisy things that drove us all mad in the World Cup a few years ago. And they wrote a question on there and got a massive response. Okay? So when they started their TV advert, what they'd done was went to the Facebook fan page and said, Joe Blogs said on here, will they ban the vuvuzelas for Euros? Okay, so it showed people their fan page, then they continued the story through the advert, and then at the end of the advert they said check out and see what's happening. Where did they send you back to? The fan page. Okay, it's about telling a story. When you're looking at marketing and using this, it's about telling a story. The reason why news reporters are all over Twitter and things like that is because they tell a story. Okay, if they're doing a news report, there's only so much they can do. So where do they put it? They put the rest on fan page, or on Twitter, or on a blog. Yeah? Does that make sense, guys? Yeah? And I'm giving you loads of tips like Jack says on Twitter, but it's crucial that you get the branding right, you get your message right, the keywords are right, use these tabs, and use it for the right thing, okay? You want to be the go-to people. You want to be the best in your industry. You're not going to be the best. You're not going to be the go-to people if everything's sloppy. Okay? So I hope that's made sense. We are going to go on to blogging. Is there any questions about that at all? Is that all? Do you understand that?
I'll just add one comment on something that Paul made there. The function that you have on Facebook to hide and delete your posts, and there was a question, why would you need to do that? Well, if you're a brand and somebody's trying to spam your page, and that means that somebody's trying to overtly sell their products on your page, you can delete the post, so you've got the ability to do that. But also, if you are a company and somebody's put a very negative comment on there, or they've maybe complained about your service, you can hide the post, deal with it behind the scenes, yeah, and then reapply the post back to your page if you wish to. Those are the reasons why, a couple of reasons why you might want to have or make use of hide and delete. And the other thing is just to let you know that, you know, Paul was talking about sometimes you have really long URLs of websites or that you might want to post. There is a website called bitly.com, bitly.com, and that helps you to shorten down your URLs. So now we believe you can use it on Twitter, but you can certainly use it on Facebook as well, because it just makes your post a little bit more neater if you haven't got a long URL appearing on there. So have a look at that, bitly.com, bitly.com.
And
Okay.
Google, you've got Google
Yeah.
URL,
Yeah.
Shortener, and
Yeah.
Yahoo as well.
Yahoo, yeah.
The good thing, well, you can track the stats, and all the good thing
Yeah,
with
you
Bitly
can.
is you can track your stats,
Yeah.
so you can see who's clicked on the link, see what they've done, see where it's gone. So yeah, thanks, Jax. Appreciate that. Very good. So yeah, is that all sort of made sense? Is that okay? Any questions or anything?
Nope.
Okay, well, wicked. Thanks, guys.
Little people. So how can Sue bring people to her website? She says, I know, I'll use social media. So she sets up a Facebook page and creates an album of all her quilts. Fantastic, so people can see what she's got to sell. Now Jane, who's a friend of Sue's, looks at the pictures on her Facebook page and says, wow, one of those would be great for my granddaughter. And she sees that Sue has placed a link to her website right below the pictures. Yeah, so wherever you've got the opportunity to promote your website URL, do it. And she clicks onto the URL to her website. So Sue has successfully what? Attracted, absolutely right, attracted Jane to her website. So once Jane's on the website, she takes a closer look at the quilts. She finds one that she thinks her granddaughter would love, but realises she just can't afford it yet, it's a bit expensive. So she makes a note to herself to come back and have a look at Christmas. Now, what do you think the chances are that Jane will actually come back? Very, very slim. So you get caught up in everyday life and generally you forget. Okay. However, Sue, because she's a smart cookie, has a newsletter sign-up box on her landing page on her Facebook page. You know the squeeze pages and the landing pages? The little tabs that you can have, and Paul will demonstrate them to you a little bit later. It's a little tab that you can put on your website page. It has what you call a sign-in box, a little opt-in box, so you can put your name and address and your email address on there in order to get details. Now Sue incorporated that onto her Facebook page so people can receive tips on how to make fantastic quilts. That's what she does in business. So Jane thinks, fantastic, I'd like to know a little bit more about that. So she gives her email address. So she is what? She's converted from a stranger to a consumer, absolutely right. Now Sue can email Jane, so that email address is gold dust, isn't it? She's got that email address and she's got permission to send information to Jane whenever she's got something exciting to share about her business. A new shipment, some new products and some Christmas stock. So when it's Christmas time, she emails the lady and says, I've just got my Christmas stock in, and she thinks, oh, I remember now, I saw something on her website that I thought would be really good for my granddaughter. So Jane buys something from her, okay? So that might have been like 8 months from when Jane initially went to her website, but because she's captured her email address, she's got the ability of continually drip feeding information to that lady, so when the time is right and she's ready to buy, she's in her mind. Yes, I remember, that quilt was gorgeous, I'll get one for my granddaughter. So she buys. That's the art of attracting people and converting them into consumers. Okay, so she's now converted Jane from a consumer to a customer. Yeah? So Jane loves the quilt she gets from Sue, and it even has a nice little note in it saying thank you very much. My granddaughter loves the quilt so much, in fact, she drags it around the house, and it's become her favourite blanket. And Jane has to take a picture and sends it to Sue. So Sue takes this picture and puts it on her company blog. It's a success story. What a lovely, emotive story for people to read. It pulls at your heartstrings. Ah, isn't that nice? And it's got a nice picture with it as well. So she puts the picture and shares it on her blog, so she transforms the success with the customer into an attraction too. Absolutely right. And she explains how each quilt leads to long-lasting memories and how happy it makes her to see her customers happy. So yeah, and then it goes on, and Don enters the picture, but wasn't sure yet. He's thinking about buying a quilt, but wasn't sure if he would enjoy it. He stumbles upon the blog, yeah, sees the image and thinks, okay, I really want one of those as well. So he is what? This is the last bit of the story. From a stranger to a customer. Remember I said it may not happen, but it can do if you get it right. So did that little story kind of help you to think about how you can apply social media? Yeah, it really helped. Okay, thanks. Right. Now, I'm going to move on and talk to you about another tool which I'm sure all of you use called Twitter. Does anybody need to stretch, stand up, take a 5-minute break? You can do, we've got plenty of time.
Yeah, it's running a bit early, so if you want to...
We'll give you 5 minutes so you can relax your brain. Do a little comfort break if you need to.
You can do a Tony Robbins, get up and go, come on,
Let's go! Let's have it!